the words of wisdom by GAMPOPA in his book called Jewel Ornament of Liberation. And for those who are new today, if there are someone who is watching live for the first time, I would like to review what we are studying here. So in order to present this teaching by GAMPOPA in this book called Jewel Ornament of Liberation, it consists of 6 main topics. GAMPOPA, with 6 main topics, GAMPOPA wants to present his whole teaching in this book called Jewel Ornament of Liberation. And those 6 topics are: the first is the primary cause, which is the Buddha nature, which is pervaded in all sentient beings as a root or seed. Then we have this working basis, which is the precious human life. And then the third topic is the contributory cause, which is the spiritual master, attending spiritual master. And that's chapter 3, that's the talk for today. And another topic, the fourth topic, is the method or the instructions from the spiritual master, instructions of the spiritual master. Then the fifth topic is the result. So the result is the Buddhahood itself. And then the sixth topic is the activity. So after attainment of Buddhahood, then Buddha benefit all sentient beings with his different types of activities of benefiting sentient beings. So these are the 6 main topics of this book called Jewel Ornament of Liberation. So among the 6 topics, we have completed first and second. The first, Buddha nature, we have studied about Buddha nature, and the second, so the working basis, the perfect working basis in order to attain Buddhahood, in order to bring out that Buddha nature for the benefit of oneself and others. The best perfect working basis is the precious human life. And tonight we'll be talking about the third topic, which is the contributory cause. So even though we have Buddha nature, even though we have obtained this excellent working basis called precious human life, but still, if we do not have Guru, if we do not attend a spiritual master, if we do not listen to the instructions of a spiritual master, if we do not have someone who can guide us, who can show us the path to liberation, who can encourage us in our practice, then we'll have lots of excuses in our path. What it may be because of our laziness in the practice of the Dharma. It may be because of our busyness in the external activities of fulfilling our daily needs, or it can be also our attachment and desire to this pleasure of samsara, or pleasure and name and fame of this lifetime. So there are lots of different obscurations in our path to liberation. So in order to dispel these different types of obscurations in our path to liberation, we need someone who can encourage us. We need someone who can enlighten us, who can show us the direction, who have loving kindness and compassion to us, so that he or she will be able to bring us to the perfect enlightenment. He or she who can give us all the necessary instructions, show us the method, how and the way how we can attain perfect enlightenment. So therefore, this topic, chapter 3, is very necessary. So GAMPOPA start saying that this chapter, the spiritual master, is very, very important, especially for us, individual like ordinary being who are just entering into the gate of the Dhamma. Okay, so we'll be discussing about this chapter tonight. So before we do so, let's all join our palms together and recite the prayers of refuge and generating bodhicitta. Sangye Jodan Soge Jonam La Jangcho Bardo Dane Gyab Sonje Dagi Jinso Gebe Sonam Gi Dola Benjire Sangye Drobar Sho Sangye Jodan Soge Jonam La Jangcho Bardo Dane Gyab Sonje Dagi Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjire Sangye Drobar Sho Sangye Chedan Soge Chonam La Jangcho Bardo Dane Gyab Sonje Dagi Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjire Sangye Drobar Sho Semjen Tamje Dewa Dan Dewe Gyudan Dembara Gyurj Dungan dan dungan gen gyo dan dawar gyo je dungan meben dewan damba dan mi dawar gyo je ngire cha dan ni dan drawe dan yom chenpo la ne bar gyo je semjen dam je dewan dan dewen gyo dan dembar gyo je dungan dan dungan gen gyo dan dawar gyo je dungan meben dewan damba dan mi dawar gyo je ngire cha dan ni dan drawe Danyon Jembo La Nebar Gyoje, Zimjen Damjen Dewa Dan Dewe Gyodan Dembar Gyoje, Dungan Dan Dungan Gen Gyodan Dawar Gyoje, Dungan Bebe Dewa Damba Dan Medawar Gyoje, Yiren Jadan Yedan Dawe, Danyon Jembo La Nebar Gyoje, Omin Chege Yenge Bodana, Duzum Sange Gunge Ngonye, Rangsim Chokuro Ngwensum Tenze Ban Tsawe Lame Shabla Gwen Okay, so let's start studying this chapter, chapter 3, which is the contributory cause, the spiritual master or guru or lama who can guide us to the path that lead us to the perfect enlightenment. So this in this chapter, GAMPOPA talks about why we need to attend spiritual masters, what are the reasons, and he also presents the logic why it is important for us to attend spiritual master, and he also gives an example of different things. And also, he also presents how many types of spiritual masters are there. And he also gives us the definition of each of those types of, the characteristic of each of those spiritual masters. And then he will also tell us the importance of attending spiritual master and how we can attend spiritual masters, the method or the way how we can attend spiritual masters, and then the benefit of attending spiritual masters. So these are some of the points he will present here in this chapter. Okay, the spiritual master is the contributory cause for ourselves to attain enlightenment. Even though we have attained this excellent walking basis, that's the precious human life that we studied yesterday, even though we have this precious human life, which is known as Purusha in Sanskrit. Purusha is the ability, capacity or ability that we have. All of us have this ability of attainment of enlightenment. We have this capacity to do any kind of work. Either that can be worldly activities or spiritual activity, spiritual journey. So we have this capacity. But even though we have this capacity, we need good guidance. We need someone who can encourage us, someone who can lead us, someone who can protect us from falling into different tracks, different roads, missing. Maybe we may miss the path, or we may go to the wrong direction. So there are lots of possibilities. So we need to have someone to guide us so that we can follow the right direction. So for this purpose, we need to attend spiritual master. If you do not attend spiritual master, even though you have this attend this perfect working basis of precious human life, it is also very, very difficult. It is again very difficult to attain fully enlightenment. And the reason why is because we have this, because of the power of the non-virtuous inveterate uh, propensities of the previous lives, and also the force of this habitual tendency. Because of these two, even though we want to, we are kind of covered under the control of this our habitual tendency, or our habitual we are habituated in involving of the non-virtuous act than the virtuous activities. So for this we can take look at our example of our daily activities. Like sometimes we feel if you want to involve in some dharma activities, it's very hard, it is exhausting, tiring, we fall asleep soon. But whereas on the other side, if you are engaging in the worldly activity, like for example watching a movie or something like that, we are not exhausted, we don't fall asleep. But on the other hand, if you want to try to meditate, then after a few minutes there will be different parts of your body will give you kind of uncomfortable loss of edges in different parts of your body, and then you may fall asleep, or all these things, because it happened because of we are not being habituated to the dharma practice. We are more habituated to do the samsaric activities from the beginningless time, under the control of ignorance and under the confusion state of mind. So therefore, in order to get rid of this disturbance, like laziness, for example, or simply it can be simply of your interest. Even though you are not lazy, even though you are working very hard, but that kind of effort, you have been implementing that kind of effort only for the desire for this lifetime. It can be also the desire for samsara, but we need to go beyond that. So if we stay there, involving in the samsaric activity, we have been from the beginning last time, but still, if you want to continue, then it is very hard for us to attain perfect enlightenment. So in order to break that kind of laziness and habitual tendency, we need to have someone who can really encourage us, who can really enlighten us, and who can be a role model for us to follow the path of Dhamma. So therefore, spiritual master, attaining spiritual master is indeed a very, very important and necessity. Okay, so therefore, we need to understand what is spiritual master, how many different types of spiritual masters are there, why it is important to attain spiritual master. Just by saying, oh, we need to respect our spiritual master, we need to attend our spiritual master, we need to pay our respect, and we need to make offerings to our spiritual master, just by like that without any reason, and that will not last long. So we should understand why we need to attend spiritual master, the reason why. So these are the few of the main area where GAMPOPA will be focusing and giving us instruction on how to do so. Okay, so the summary. In order to present this chapter 3, there are 5 points which will comprise this teaching in chapter 3, the spiritual master. The first one is reason why we need to attend spiritual master. See, as we understand from previous teachings, that the engaging in the Buddhist path is always with reason. We need to have definite reason why we are doing Dharma practice, why we are attending spiritual masters. There's always reason behind, and very logical reasons behind. So therefore, again, GAMPOPA here, He just don't tell us to worship your spiritual masters or make offering to your spiritual masters, attend your spiritual master, just like that. No, he wants to us to know the reason why. That's why he put this reason point at the beginning of his teaching here. The reason why we need to attend spiritual master. Second, then only he tells us how many different types of spiritual masters are there. Point number 2. And point number 3, what are the characteristics of these different types of spiritual masters? What quality do they need to have? Now, we need to also examine the qualities of spiritual master. We just can't follow blindly to our guru. We need to examine whether our guru has all these qualities that GAMPOPA mentioned here. And then point number 4 is the method, how one can attend spiritual master. What are the ways students can attend spiritual masters? What are the tasks students need to apply in order to attend spiritual master? There are different ways how one can attend spiritual master. And finally, the benefit of attending spiritual master. So these are the 5 points that GAMPOPA presents here. So these 5 points comprises the attending the spiritual master. Okay. So the first, number 1, the reason. In the point number 1, reason, there are another 3 small explanations under this point. So reason, there are 3 reasons explaining why we need to attend a spiritual master. Reason number 1, because Buddha said so in his scriptures, Buddha's words. This is number 1. If we are Buddhists, we obviously need to follow what Buddha said. This is number 1. And not only that, just not remaining there. Point number 2 is logic. There's a logic of attending spiritual master. Reason. And reason number 3 is the simile, example. So he presents this first point with 3 different explanations, 3 reasons of explaining why we need to attend spiritual master. So among these 3 subtopics, the first one is scripture. First, from the condensed perfections of Wisdom Sutra, so he quotes, it says, the noble disciple who has respect for the Lama or for the Guru should always attend the wise Guru or wise Lama. Okay, if someone students who are attending Guru, the student also need to see whether that is the wise Guru or authentic Guru or not. As we learned from yesterday that it is very difficult to find authentic Gurus. So we need to attend the wise Lamas or Guru. Because why we need to attend spiritual Lama? The reason is because one receives good qualities from her or him. So since we need to have that kind of good quality, since we need to eliminate our obscurations, and since we need to flourish our wisdom, promote our wisdom, accumulate merits and promote your wisdom, we need to attend Lama. And this is said in the scripture. That is why we need to understand that is important. Okay. Another quotes from different sutra is from the 8,000 stanza perfections of Wisdom Sutra, the quote, from the beginning, a bodhisattva mahasattva who wishes to achieve the unsurpassable and complete perfect enlightenment should meet, attend, and pay respect to spiritual masters. So this is also mentioned in sutras. So sub point number 1, that's the words or from the Buddhas in different scriptures. That's why it is important to attend spiritual master. Okay, now second, the logic. Why it is important to attend spiritual master. The logic here is because of 2 reasons. Because we don't know how to dispel or purify our obscurations, 2 obscurations. we remember. Obscurations of negative afflictions and emotions, afflicted emotions, and sublime or subtle obscurations to enlightenment. So we need to purify these both obscurations in order to attain the perfect Buddhahood. And since we don't know, this is the logic, because we don't know how to, so therefore we need to find someone who knows. We need to attend someone who knows, and we need to listen to someone who knows how to. This is logic number one. Logic number two is because we don't know how to accumulate merits and wisdom. That is why it is important for us to attend spiritual guru. In order to attain perfect Buddhahood, what we need to do is we need to do two things. One is to purify or dispel all the obscurations. Secondly, after dispelling obscurations in the path, then we need to develop or flourish accomplish the wisdom and merits. So therefore, because of these two reasons, and we don't know how to do these two, that is why we need to attend someone who knows how to. So therefore, we need to attend spiritual master. So that's the kind of logic here. So I'll read the logic here. One who wishes to achieve the omniscient state of mind or perfect Buddhahood should attend the spiritual master because of not knowing how to accumulate merit or how to purify obscurations. To explain this in detail, in order to achieve the complete and perfect Buddhahood, all the accumulations, including merit and primordial wisdom, must be gathered. Otherwise, we will not be able to attain perfect enlightenment. This means to do that depend on the spiritual master. So we can do this through the kindness and compassionate of spiritual master, through the instructions that he gives us, through the guidance of spiritual master. All the obscurations, including the afflicting emotions and the subtle obscurations to enlightenment, must be purified. So in order to do so, we can get help of spiritual master. So therefore, we need to attend spiritual master. The method to abandon this obscuration also depends on the spiritual masters, because he knows how we can abandon these obscurations and how we can accomplish primordial wisdom and merits. So therefore, this is the logic why we need to attend spiritual master. Subpoint number 2. Now subpoint number 3 here is the simile, example. So GAMPOPA gives 3 different types of example. Guide, example number 1, guide. Second example is the escort. And third example is the boatman. So in order to go to a new place where we have never been before, we need to have a proper guide. Otherwise, we may lose the path, we may go to wrong direction, or we may go into dangerous zone, dangerous path. So there are lots of situations where we need to be careful. So if we have a proper guide, then we wouldn't encounter any difficulties. So therefore, we need to attend spiritual master. Example number 2 he gives here is escort. So if you want to go some danger place, or if there's some danger of wild animal, or we need to go some place where there's a war is been taking place, so something like that. So if you want to go and visit those places, we need to have a support of escorting. Someone can escort us so that we will not be able to, will not fall in the danger path, or we can skip those wild animals on the path to that destination. So in order to do so, we need a escort, right? Escorting. And the third example he gives here is the boatman. If someone wants to cross the river, and in order to reach the island, the next side, other side of the water, we need to have boat first. But not only boat, we need to have skilled boatman who can really take us to the other side of the ocean. So therefore, these are the examples. Likewise, we need a spiritual masters in order to reach our final destination, that is the perfect Buddhahood. Similes, a spiritual master is like a guide when traveling to an unknown place. It's also like an escort when going to a dangerous place, and like a boatman when crossing a big river. So he explains in detail. Explanations of the first simile: when traveling to unknown place without a guide, there's a danger of mistaking the path. There's danger of losing the path, and there's dangers of straying from the path. Because of these three possibilities, we need to have proper guide. When a good guide is followed, then there will be no danger of mistaking the path, there will be no danger of losing the path, and there will be no danger of straying from the path. We will reach our destinations without wasting any steps. Similarly, when entering the path of enlightenment and going to the way of Buddhahood, without a Mahayana spiritual master as a guide, so he's saying Mahayana spiritual master, because he is following Mahayana vehicle, belonging to Mahayana family, so therefore GAMPOPA wants to mention this here, thinking that all the followers that he is now teaching here are in the Mahayana family. So therefore he mentioned particularly here Mahayana spiritual master as a guide. Then there is no danger of getting lost on the non-Buddhist path. Losing path is, there is no danger of losing the non-Buddhist path. And second is, there is no danger of mistaking the path, that of a Shavaka's path or hearer's path. So otherwise we're supposed to walk on the Mahayana path, but because without a proper Mahayana spiritual master, we may end up following in the hearer's path. So that's another possibilities. And thirdly, then we will not have any kind of obscurations from straying of the path of solitary realizer. On the other hand, if the guidance of the spiritual master is followed, then without mistaking the path or losing the path or straying from it, we can arrive at the city of omniscient or perfect Buddhahood. That is why he gave this first example as a proper guide. Next example is escorting or escort. The second simile is of a dangerous place which holds a threat of harms from robbers or thieves or wild animals and so forth. When going to such place without an escort, there is danger of one's body, one's life, and one's wealth. With a proper escort, one can reach the destination without any danger. So this is a simile. Likewise, the meaning here is by entering into the path of enlightenment and aspiring to the city of omniscience, by gathering a great accumulations of merit and primordial wisdom, without a spiritual master as an escort, there is a danger of losing the life of favorable conditions and also losing the wealth of virtues to thieves and robbers. Here, when he mentions thieves and robbers, you should not understand thieves and robbers as external phenomena, external real physical thief and robbers, but in other words, internal thieves and robbers of our disturbing afflictions and emotions. So if you have proper guidance from spiritual masters, then it will be easier to follow the path. Okay? Next is the The third example is the boatman. So the third simile, when crossing a big river in a boat without a boatman, you will not cross the other side because the boat will eventually either sink under the water or ocean or taken by the river current. So we need to have a skilled boatman in order to cross the river. Likewise, when crossing the oceans of samsara without a spiritual master to act as a boatman, then even if you enter into the boat of the holy Dharma, you will be carried by the current of samsara and withdrawn into samsara. So even though you enter the gate of the Dharma, and if you do not have proper guidance, then what happens is there's a big chances of falling under the negative afflictions and emotions, falling under the laziness, or simply falling under the control of our different emotions. So therefore, we need to have a proper guidance that will protect us from falling into this non-virtuous act. So these are the three examples that he mentioned here, the importance of attending spiritual master, why it is important to attend spiritual master. With the boatman, you'll cross to the other shore by his effort. Likewise, when crossing the oceans of samsara without a spiritual master to act as a boatman, then eventually if we enter into the boat of the holy Dharma, you will be carried out by the current of samsara and will drown in samsara. So therefore, if you attend a spiritual master who is like a boatman, you will reach the dry bank of nirvana on the other side of the oceans of samsara. Okay, so these are the three different types of examples that GAMPOPA mentioned here. So therefore, you should attend spiritual masters who are like guides, escorts, or boatmen. So this is the second, the first point among the 5 points in order to present this chapter. Now the second point. Now we know that it is necessary, important to attend spiritual masters. We know the reason why. We have seen the examples, and we have also witnesses that this is how it is important. It's mentioned by Buddhas in different scriptures or sutras. The next is to know how many different types of spiritual masters are there. Okay, so point number 2, classifications of spiritual master. There are 4 classifications of spiritual masters. First, ordinary spiritual master. Second, bodhisattva spiritual master. Third, Buddha himself in a different form, Nirmanakaya form of spiritual master. Fourth, Buddha himself in appearances of Sambhogakaya form of spiritual master. So there are 4 spiritual masters that GAMPOPA mentioned. So these 4 spiritual masters. But for us as individual, who just is about to or just entering the gate of the Dhamma, we have no ability or possibility to attend other 3 spiritual masters. Bodhisattva spiritual masters, Nirvana-kaya form of Buddha as a spiritual master, and Sambhogakaya form of spiritual masters. Because we have not advanced our realization in order to reach that level, in order to reach that level of realization where we can really directly communicate with those kind of spiritual masters yet. So for now, as an ordinary disciple or practitioner, the ordinary spiritual master is the first priority. This is the first spiritual master which are accessible, will be able to meet and listen to his instructions. Okay, but to know there are still other different spiritual masters. So as we develop our realization, as we are able to purify our obscurations, as we are able to develop our accumulations of merit and promotive wisdom, we will engage, will eventually witness meeting or attending Bodhisattva spiritual masters, and then followed by Nirvana Kaya form of Buddha as a spiritual master, and then the Sambhoga Kaya form of spiritual master as a Buddha. So these are process of how we can attend those spiritual masters. Okay, so these 4 types of spiritual masters are related to an individual's spiritual realization. Okay. When one is ordinary or just beginning, like ourselves, one cannot attend Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have attended higher levels as a spiritual master. So because of that reason, one, as for now, one must attend an ordinary spiritual master. When one's karmic obscurations are more purified, one can attend Bodhisattva spiritual masters who has attained higher level of bhumis. So there are 10 bhumi in the path of liberation. So we can witness meeting or attending Bodhisattva spiritual masters when our realizations are much higher. Then after one accomplishes a great accumulation path, then one can attend Nirvana Kaya spiritual master. And then when one attains the Bodhisattva's level, from first bhumi to 10th bhumi, anywhere in from first to 10th bhumi, one can attend a Sambhoga Kaya spiritual master. So it depends on one's individual realization when we can attend and meet and listen the teachings from those different types of spiritual masters. Okay, so Nirvana Kaya and Sambhoga Kaya. Generally, we have heard there are different types of Buddha's body. Dharma Kaya, body of Buddha, Nirvana Kaya, body of Buddha, and Sambhoga Kaya, body of Buddha. 3 bodies of the Buddha. So Dharma Kaya is the Buddha's enlightened, awakened mind. Okay, that's the real Buddha who has abandoned all the obscurations and who have flourished all the accumulations. That's Dharmakaya, the emptiness nature, awakened state of mind. But in order to benefit other beings, Buddha from Dharmakaya, he manifests into 2 bodies. One is Nirvana Kaya, and another one is Sambhoga Kaya. So Nirvana Kaya form of Buddha is known as our historical Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, Siddhartha Gautama. So he manifests into Nirvana Kaya form, and then he was able to benefit many sentient beings according to Mahayana family. So this should be clarified. According to Mahayana vehicle, Buddha Shakyamuni, Siddhartha Gautama Buddha is the Nirvana Kaya body of the Buddha, and in order to benefit sentient beings, and in order to benefit higher realized bodhisattvas, Buddha Dharmakaya form of Buddha manifest into Sambhoga Kaya form in order to benefit those bodhisattvas of the different bhumis. So usually we call this Buddha's form or Buddha's rupa, Kaya. And for now, for us, where we have not gained that kind of realization in order to directly attend those spiritual masters. So for us, for now, ordinary spiritual master is the best choice and most compassionate for us. So therefore, we need to attend the ordinary spiritual masters. Of these four, who is the greatest benefactor for us, as our ordinary being? When we are in the obscuration, darkness of the karma of affliction emotions, we have no opportunity to even see the face of superior spiritual masters like Bodhisattvas, Nirvanakaya Buddha, or Sambhogakaya Buddha. So how could we attend one? Even we can't see them, how can we attend them? There's no possibilities yet. So for now, by meeting ordinary spiritual master, we can receive the teachings from the ordinary spiritual masters, and then the teachings of ordinary spiritual master will shine us and to help us in the process of our path, and eventually we will gain the opportunity to see those superior spiritual masters. So therefore, it is through the kindness of ordinary spiritual masters that we'll be able to attend those superior spiritual masters in the near future. So therefore, that is why the greatest benefactor for us in the ordinary, us as an ordinary being, is the ordinary spiritual master. Okay, so there are four different kinds of spiritual master. Now next is the different characteristic of those spiritual masters. What quality should they have? Okay, so next presentation is the point number 3. That's the characteristics of each classifications of spiritual masters. First, GAMPOPA presents here with the Nirmanakaya and Sambhogakaya spiritual masters, because these both are Buddha, actually Buddha himself, manifested in the form of rupa, or form, so that they can benefit different beings. So Buddha, or in Tibetan translated as Sangye, two words, Sangye. Sang, when we do the prayers, refuge prayers, Sangye Chedang. So Sangye, the two word here, Sang meaning purified, or dispelled all the obscurations of negative afflictions and emotions, and obscurations of subtle obscurations of omniscient. Perfect abandonment. Ge meaning fulfilled or flourish, or accomplished. Accomplishment of merits and wisdom, primordial wisdom. So this is what Sangye means. And this is what the meaning of Buddha. So both Nirvanakaya form of Buddha and the Sambhogakaya form of Buddha has already have this kind of quality of full perfect abandonment of obscurations and fully awakened or flourished or gathered accomplishment of merits and primordial wisdom. That's why they are called Buddha. So this is the characteristic of Nirvanakaya and Sambhogakaya spiritual master. So I'll read here. Nirvanakaya and Sambhogakaya spiritual masters, having purified the two obscurations, Buddha embodies the perfections of the purification. Likewise, possessing the two omniscient wisdoms, he embodies the perfections of the primordial wisdom. So again, two obscurations, we know. Obscurations of negative afflictions, emotion, and subtle obscurations of enlightenment. And next, possessing two omniscient wisdom. Two omniscient wisdom here should be understood as the realizations of ultimate and realizations of relative. So Buddha knows everything. Buddha knows the quality of phenomena and quantity of phenomena, in other words. Buddha knows the true nature of all phenomena. That's why he has flourished the wisdom of primordial wisdom, or he has attained the primordial wisdom of knowing the true nature of phenomena. Likewise, Buddha also knows the quantity, that is the knowing the relative terms, relative truth. Buddha also understands the suffering of samsara. Buddha also understands the different types of suffering of samsara in 6 realms or 5 realms according to GAMPOPA. So this is another realizations of knowing the 2 different types of omniscience. Okay. So this is the first characteristics of Nirvana-kaya and Sambhogakaya spiritual master. Now the second one, characteristic of spiritual Bodhisattva spiritual master. Those who have gained the attainment of first to 10 bhumi. So those are the bodhisattvas. You can call real bodhisattva once you attain the first bhumi. Okay, so when we can attain first bhumi, we can attain first bhumi on the path of seeing. So we need to go back to see those 5 truth of from the among the 4 noble truths. We need to see the truth of path, and the truth of path, there are 5 different paths in order to reach the full enlightenment. The path of accumulations of merits. Second, the path of joining. Third, path of seeing. Fourth, path of meditation. Finally, path of no more learning. So these are the 5 paths. That's why that will be described in the following chapters by GAMPOPA as well. So for now, if you just know the name of those 5 paths, that's good enough. So we'll be studying in detail in the near future chapters. GAMPOPA will explain them in detail. But when will be the first bhumi take place? That's what we have to know now. We will be able to witness the first bhumi in the path of seeing. So this is where we call bodhisattvas. Okay. Until then, even though we keep bodhisattva vow, even though we make aspirations bodhicitta, even though we try to practice 5 or 6 paramitas, if you have not attained the first bhumi, if you have not actualized the true nature of phenomena, then you are not a real bodhicitta yet. You may hold the name bodhicitta. You are on the process of becoming bodhisattvas. You are not bodhisattvas yet, even though you follow Mahayana family. So once you attain the first bhumi, the path of seeing, then only you can be called bodhisattvas. Okay. Before that, we are just in the process of attainment of bodhisattvas level. So now the characteristics of this spiritual master, bodhisattva spiritual master. Bodhisattva spiritual masters who have attained higher levels from the first to the 10 bhumis. So there are 10 bhumis. Possesses varying amounts of wisdoms and purifications. So they are in the process. They have lots of different qualities, and they can also abandon or eliminate all the obscurations in the path. In particular, bodhisattvas who have attained the level above 8 bhumi possesses 10 powers to benefit all sentient beings. Okay, so GAMPOPA mentions what are the 10 powers, the 10 qualities, special 10 qualities of the bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi, 8, 9, 10 bhumi. Those bodhisattvas who have attained 8, 9, and 10 bhumi, they have a special power to benefit all sentient beings. So once you attain that bhumi, it will be very, very easy for us to benefit sentient beings, because we will have that capacity to do so. For now, even though if we wish to benefit so many beings, we are unable to do so because of not having enough qualities, enough realizations. So we'll study what are those 10 powers or qualities that Bodhisattva can benefit so many beings. Okay, the first one here says the power over life. What does that mean? That means one can, bodhisattva above 10 bhumis can live as long as they wishes or they wish. So that's very wonderful, right? Then second power is power over mind. What does that mean? That means bodhisattva above 8 bhumis can maintain meditative concentrations as long as they wish. For us, it's very difficult to maintain meditation for even few minutes, right? But once you attain above 8 bhumi, then you have this power. Okay, then next, power number 3 is the power over provisions of necessities. So this is very amazing here, which means bodhisattvas above 8 bhumis can shower down a rain of limitless necessities on sentient beings. How wonderful. Yeah, that kind of power can benefit so many beings with necessities. Whoever wants, whatever they want, he'll be able to fulfill it. Give all the necessities. Rain down, shower down all the necessities for the benefit of all other beings. Point number 4, power over cause or karma, which means bodhisattva above 8 bhumi can shift the effect of karma from one particular life to another particular life or another world or another rebirth or another realms. So they have that kind of capacity, power as a quality. And the power number 5 is the power over birth. So what does that mean? That means that bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi, they can maintain meditative concentration. And if born in the desire world, one will be not be affected by its faults. So usually meditative concentration will be able to realize, we have this kind of realizations of meditative concentrations in the Rupa Dhatu and Arupa Dhatu. But even though if you have reached the above 8 bhumi, even though you are holding that meditative concentrations of Rupa Dhatu, but if your physical appearances takes place in this Kama Dhatu, remember those 3 words that we spoke 3 days ago? 3 words: desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. So in Sanskrit, it's called Kama Dhatu, Rupa Dhatu, and Arupa Dhatu. So we are now in desire realm. So even though bodhisattvas who attained above 8 bhumi, if they appear in this Kama Dhatu or desire world, they are not affected by Kama Dhatu's faults. Okay, so this is another power. Power number 6, power over intention. What does that mean? That means that the bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi can change whatever one wishes into earth, fire, water, and so forth. How interesting. They have this kind of capacity. They can change anything to anything, from anything to anything. Okay. Then power number 7, power over aspiration prayers. What does that mean? That means that if bodhisattva above 8 bhumis aspires or make wishes, their aspirations will perfectly benefit oneself and others. The aspirations of benefiting oneself and others will be fulfilled or accomplished. So as for now, even though we make our good prayers, but there's no guarantee whether our prayers will be fulfilled or not. But once you obtained 8 and above bhumi, then there's definite that your prayer will be accomplished. Point number 8, power over miracles. So bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi can have miracles that one can exhibit innumerable manifestations in order to bring sentient beings into the spiritual journey, spiritual path. So they can manifest into different forms in order to protect beings from falling into suffering of samsara. And because of different kind of miracle presentation, it is easier for those individuals to develop faith and devotion to the path of Dhamma that leads us to perfect enlightenment. So this kind of power. Power number 9, power over wisdom awareness. What does that mean? That means that the bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi can they have the perfected the understanding of phenomena. They know all the phenomena in the universe. Not only that, they know their meaning. That means they are knowing the true nature, and they are able to express this meaning into different words, the definitions of different words. And then finally they will have the confidence in preaching or the giving the Dhamma. So for now, as ordinary being, even though we are giving Dhamma teachings, since we have not actualized the realization ourselves, so it is sometimes is a little bit of doubtful, because we are just repeating the words. For example, for me as an individual, ordinary being, even though I'm speaking here in front of you, trying to share you Dhamma teachings, since I have not actualized the realization yet, so sometimes it's not so confident. There's no confidence in me in order to preach and teach. But for the bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi, they have this confidence. Whatever they teach us, because they have actualized the result. So therefore, they are confident, no doubt at all. So this is kind of another power that they have. Knowing the meaning, knowing the phenomena, knowing the meaning, knowing the definitions of words, and having the competence in teaching. Okay, these are the and this is the 9th power, and the 10th power is power over Dhamma. What does that mean? That means that in an instant, bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi can fully satisfy all the sentient beings according to their dispositions, and in their different languages through words and grouping of letters based on many different types of sutras and so forth. What does that mean? That means that bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi, they can teach into any different languages. Or even though if they are using one language, all the different disciples in the universe, they can hear according to their respective languages. In other words, no need translator. So this kind of ability, these are the powers that bodhisattvas above 8 bhumi will have. So there are 10 powers these are the 10 different characteristics of bodhisattva spiritual master. Okay, so tomorrow we'll try to understand ordinary spiritual master, because that is what we need to find for now, because we are still ordinary being. We have not reached any bhumis of the bodhisattvas yet, so therefore we won't have any opportunity to attend other three spiritual masters. So therefore what we can do now is to attend ordinary spiritual masters. So we'll study what are the ordinary spiritual masters, how many different types of ordinary spiritual masters are there, and what are their characteristics, what quality should they have. So as GAMPOPA mentioned earlier, the great benefactor for us as an individual now, being in the ordinary realm, is the ordinary spiritual master. That is what we have to, that is the one to whom we need to attend to, and that's the spiritual master from whom we need to get all the guidance, instructions in order to perfect our path to liberation. Okay, so we'll study ordinary spiritual master tomorrow, and we'll leave here for tonight. And before we conclude, shall we dedicate our merits for the benefit of all sentient beings? Sonam de Tamje Zegban, Tobning, Danam Pamchen, Kega Naje Balam Choba, Sebe Solen Rowan Rowarai.
Thank you, KHENPO. Good evening, everyone. Now we start our reciting mantras. Firstly, we take refuge and generate bodhicitta. For that, you have to visualize in front of you at the sky, your Guru and Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Lama, Yedam protectors all in front of you. Take with your devotion and faith, we take a refuge and generate a bodhicitta. meditate on giving and taking meditations. In Tibetan, we call it Tong Len. Tong means give. Len means take. Give means we give that our merits, our happiness, our virtues, our love to the mother sentient beings. Take means we're taking the mother sentient beings, their pain, suffering, fear, and cause of the sufferings are their three poisons, like ignorance, attachments, or hatreds. We take, this is what I give and take. This meditation applies with our breathing. Usually, you don't make breathing long and short. Just breathe normal. When we breathe in, you visualize that all the mother sentient beings, pain, suffering, their bad karmas, and cause of the bad karmas, and cause of the suffering, cause of the pain, it's the three poisons. Then they all come out from their body, the form of like a black smoke. We breathe in and dissolve into your heart. Then you imagine they are free from suffering, and also free from cause of the sufferings. Then we breathe out. When we breathe out, then again breathe out and breathe in. Breathe in time taking and breathe out as giving. And breathe out time, then you imagine that your other virtues, merits, all given to them. Then they are all our love and compassion, or they receive. Then they are always happiness and healthy, and the cause of happiness in love and compassion. You breathe in and out. You do this visualization. If you have some doubt that I'm taking all their suffering and their sickness, their development, I'm taking, then I'm getting all these negative things, then it's me, affect me. Sometimes if you have this kind of fear, if you have this fear, then you have another visualization. When breathe in, you're taking that their suffering and cause of suffering, you take it in time, then dissolve into your heart. That time you imagine that at your heart level, there will have a small fire, wisdom fire. The fire will burn off all the negative, their bad karma and pain, suffering, all burn off. Then you feel that you better that you not fear that you are getting there all the negative. Okay, if we do this meditation, Now we recite the mantras. First mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. That's our Avalokiteshvara's mantra. Therefore, you visualize that yourself and all the beings are instantly transformed as for jealousy. That impure thoughts that ordinary displays is pure land of the Avalokiteshvara. Then all the sentient beings' body is form of the jealousy. Then all the sentient beings, their mind is mind of the jealousy, that love and compassion. All the sound is sound of the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Your mind focus on that everyone chanting mantra together. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Now we recite in the long life Buddha mantra that long life Buddha. Buddha Amitayu mantra. Now you visualize Buddha Amitayu is sitting above your head. He is sitting on lotus and moon cushion. And he is red in color, one face, two hands. Then he is on the Sambhogakaya form. Then his two hands at the meditation postures, now holding the vase, we call it nectar vase or longevity vase. Now from your heart, really light, that light is symbol of your faith, and this light dissolve into your heart that requires him to give us the longevities, blessings of a long life and energy, prosperity, good energy to be required. Then from his heart, radiate light. This light will go 10 direction. Then this light will collect all the energy of universe, the essence of energy of 4 elements. Then also collect all the blessings from the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. All he collect and all go into his vase. Then his vase, long life vase, is fill up, then overflow all the nectar. The nectar go into your body from crown to into your body. They fill up your body. They imagine that you receive the energy of universe and the essence of the 5 elements and the blessings of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Then you imagine that increase your positive energies are increased and prolong your life. Concentrate on that visualization with the faith. Recite mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayurveda Subhine Citate Torajaya Tathagataaya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Te Yata Ampune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Sarava Sankara Parishuddhi Dhamati Gagana Samungat Subhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayogana Subhini Citate Zorazaya Tathagatai Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Abunne Pune Mahaput Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jnana Sambharo Bhasit Om Sarava Sankara Parishuddha Dharmate Gagana Samungate Subhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayogana Subhini Citate Zorazaya Tathagatai Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Ampune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jnana Sambharo Bhasit Om Sarava Sankara Parishuddhi Dharmate Gagana Samungat Subhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayojana Subhini Citate Zorazaya Tathagatai Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Ampune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jnana Sambharo Bhasit Om Sarava Sankara Parishuddha Dharmate Gagana Samunga Subhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayojana Subhini Citate Zorazaya Tathagatai Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Pune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jnana Sambharo Bhasit Om Sarava Sankara Parishuddha Dharmate Gagana Samungate Subhava Vishuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha. Today is a mantra, the Medicine Buddha, it's a long mantra and short mantra. Therefore, you visualize that from your heart, already like this light go to the pure land of the Medicine Buddha. Then this light touch to his heart. Then request him to give us the blessing, to purify all the sickness, obscurations. Then give us the blessings. Then, with his love and compassion, that the nectar flow from his begging bowl. This nectar go into your body from the crown. Then also this nectar go to the 6 realms. Then nectar go into all the sentient beings' body to purify all the sickness and obscurations. This nectar fill up your body and receive all the blessings. You concentrate on this visualization. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekate Guru Pedruya Prabharadaya Tathagatai Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Bekate samungate sowa namo bhagavate bhikkhante guru Pendruya Prabharajaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bhikkhante Guru Pendruya Prabharajaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhikkhante Guru Vidruya Prabharajaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha Teyata Om Bhikkhante Bhikkhante Maha Bhikkhante Raja Samungate Soha. Now is to be recite the Parnashavari's mantra. Parnashavari mantra is especially for the purify the obscurations, all the contagious disease to purify. Therefore, you visualize that in front of you, that Parnashavari. Parnashavari is one of the 21 Taras emanation. Then nectar flow from the body. This nectar you imagine is a water. This water come and go into your body and purify all your sickness and obscurations, and especially of the negative energies are purified. Om Pishate Pranashavari Sarvachara Prashamani Sova Om Pishate Pranashavari Sarvachara Prashamani Sova Om Pishate Pranashavari Sarvachara Prashamani Sova Om Pishate Pranashavari Sarvajala 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 Prashamani Sova. Nan Dorji number jum, Dorji nam jums mantra. Then also you visualize the same thing. Dorji nam jum is in front of you, the sky. It's a nectar flow from his body. the nectar go into your body, then purify all your sickness, obscurations, and other negative energies are purified. Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe Nama Tenda Benza Proda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humbe. Now recite the magic mantra. Magic is imagine that deity is in front of you at the sky, the nectar flow from his body. Then this nectar is especially you visualize from the disease, not only living beings, especially for the disease. Those who are passed away in our birth here, then those beings are in the battle stage. Then this nectar flow to them and purify their all the bad karmas. Then they are all revert to the pure. Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Humbe Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Humbe Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Humbe Om Purkum Maha Pamanaye Bhote Bhuki Bimale Utuma Proda Humbe. Now you imagine that in front of you in the sky, 8 medicine Buddhas and surrounded by 16 bodhisattvas. and other medicine deities are all, there are countless of them there. They with your devotion, faith, that the request to give us the blessings, all the sentient beings, to purify and give us the blessings. Deyata omai bekanje bekanje maha bekanje raja samoy gate soha Deyata om bekanje bekanje maha bekanje Samungate sohaite yata om bekanje bekanje maha bekanje raja samungate soha te yata om bekanje Mahai bekanje raja samungate soya te yata omai bekanje bekanje mahai bekanje raja samungate soya Deyata omoi bekanje bekanje maha bekanje ranja samungate soya Deyata omoi bekanje bekanje Mahambekante Raja Samungate Soha. To recite mantra 1 round mala. Ranza samangade soha senje ne bai jinye ba nyudo ne le tarje ji te ne Now we do the fountain levels aspiration prayers. That prayers. When we do prayers, your mind must have think of that meanings. That is prayer aspiration. Aspiration means that dedication. Then we must think about these meanings. Jide kan so chon warare mai juji je tarai she me che be se jai ji ke je la le se me de je be so cho ne ge dong ai ge ni ba je de kan so jong wa ra he ma ju ro ji chi da xin je kai na ji ba ta ni ge mi sa man thoi be ta ye be nian ji ba da tai be re so ge le ji gun la ne pra re ma ju ro re ji ne be ge re ton tai je jo da lo bra yen do son ja do jo da xi ja zai ji ne lai so ba ye li ji gen lai ze wa ra re mai ju ro re ji li se men de wa ma li to ji be jun xie to be do nga ji ni ba ma li xie xin dan to de ba dan che re ne me de ji de ba ra cho la mai con cho so ge do ji dan kan do ji jo so me ne do dan len de lo wa me be de do gi ngo wa me lan ta ze do pra re shu. Again repeat page 4. Le dan lo bro ke le jong wa ye den dan ne le jong bo ye se wa ye so sem je ye me de ye ve ne na ge ji de kan so jong wa ra ma je tara she me che be se ja ji ke je la le sen de ji be so to ne ge do 期待心结，海南之白带，你给民咱的别在这边，年纪白当代别人说的，历经根来呢，不来买着的。ne be ge re ton cha je jo da la bro ye do sum ja ye do jo da shi ja za shi ne la so ba ye li jin ge la se wa ra ye ma jo jing Listen dewa ma le to je be jung xi tu be do nga la ji ni ba ma le xi xi dan to de ba dang ce re ne me de ji de ba ra sho Lama con choi son ge to je da khando che jon so me ne to da len de lo wa me pe de do ki ngo wa me lan ta je do para re jo. Again, repeat page 4. Le da la bra ke le jo wa yi den da ne da jo be se wa so sen je ye me de we ne na ge ji de ga so Jitra sheme chebe se jashi ke je la le sen de jebe so ne ge do ngar je ne ba jide kham so jong wa ma juro ji chi da shin ji kha na ji ba tra ne ge min zaman te be ta ji be nin ji ba da ta be rem so ge li ji gen la ne pra ma juro ji ne be ke re ton ta je jo da lo bro ye do son ja do jo da shi ja sa shi ne la so ba ye le je ke la se wa ra ma juro ji le sim de wa ma le to je be jung xi tu be do nga ji ni ba ma le xi xin dan to de ba dang ce ren ne me de ji de ba ra jo la mai con cho suman ge to je da kan do je jo so me ne to da len de lo wa me Emma Mantra Sanje Nawataye Taye Sojo Toje Tembo Da Kendo Semba Hai Toje Donana Sanje Jans Pame Praje To Teje Matra Pado Mepa Yu Deva Jinshi Jave Jingande Dashin Dene Tepe Jurumata Kewa Shinji Parama Jibai Teroi Jene Nante Sheton Sho Digin Dagi Melama Tapati Sojo Sanje Jansen Tanje Gimen Topra Jingi Lato Kaya Thai Benza Dia Awa Boda Na Yeso Hai Chode Jawai Seje Gong Chonyi Zola Ge Ram Tage Dizon Geza Pa Kunjo Somla Shubabo Jalave Temba Tejroji Gewa Senje Gunamo Toge Sanje Tojroji Gesa Tamji Jide Dashin Jila Minjilon Je Tini Dane Zozo De Sere Neme Nyamdo Be Sete Saju Nanjroji Namshe Sebe Jumanda Dewa Jendo Jidroji Kene Peme Kaje De De La Sanje Jancho Tomne Jizedo Jube Joa Dembrarisho. Now we dedicate the whatever merits from beginningless Ardeno, whatever we accumulated merits or we dance share with all the sentient beings. By these merits, all sentient beings liberate from the samsara, they obtain enlightenment. Senande ye tangje je baini tomne ye be dai na banje de ke ga na je bai la bai to bai si be so le Okay, one request that including to the calendar, this calendar, that tomorrow is Buddha Shachammuni's actual birthday, that he was born in the Lumbini Park. If the day is the tomorrow, then if that is a very auspicious day, then normally the Sagadawa day is, we call it, sometimes multiplied as 100,000 times, whatever we do. Then especially tomorrow is the one that Buddha's auspicious day. Then if you try whatever you can, thinking, positive thinking, positive actions, then reciting mantras, you are doing practice meditations, doing a lot of good deeds that helping others release life, or you are doing Dhamma like observe precept, like Mahayana Sojong, take the Mahayana Sojong, then observe the precepts, that is really, really beneficial. That merit is multiplied 100,000 times. This is, of course, you all know that I just reminding you all to remember that tomorrow is a Buddha Shakyamuni. It's a day, and do things as multiplies as a very, very special day and very, very beneficial. Thank you.